Well, I can't ride it right now, so I might as well upgrade it, right? Let's do this. All right, so what we're doing today is we're going to remove the two run-turn signal bullets and switch them out with the Custom Dynamics low profiles. So let's get into this. So I've never been very good at this before, but let's look at what comes in this Custom Dynamics Road Glide turn signals, the low profile style. Package is pretty simple, right? This one comes with, you have, I guess, two options. It looks like there's a white run light with amber turn signal, and then there's an amber run light with amber turn signal. So we got the white. And then of course we got the instructions, and Custom Dynamics is always really good at putting the full color instructions in here, right? But I'm also going to use another person's video to help me get through it. We got the actual bolts. There's going to be bolts that mount the housing to the actual fairing, just like the bullet ones currently are, and then there's the other bolt that's actually going to go into the fairing to lock it and secure it to the frame or to the fork. Got some Loctite. And we have some, I think these are like adapters. Converters, I guess these are what they're calling these, are converters. And then you have one each, the low profile lights themselves. All in all, complete setup to upgrade your bullet turn signal, run and turn signals to the low profiles. In order to remove or to swap out the bullet style run turn signals, you have to remove the front, or you have to remove the fairing, all right? And how you do that is this. For the 2023 or the Rushmore era setups, there's going to be a bolt down here, a torque bolt. There's going to be a torque bolt behind the speaker grill. There's going to be the bolt right here for that's actually on the bullet casing. And you got four bolts, the four that you have to remove for the windshield. Once you take those off on both sides, this will come right off, and then we'll work on the inside of the fairing to get this changed out. Now, because I have spikes instead of bolts, the removal process is, it's whether you want to say specialized tools or not, you don't have the typical stuff of a screwdriver. With these, it's pretty simple of just turn and twist to get them all out. I would strongly suggest that you loosen these all four and then remove the windshield, and then hold this while you're taking them out so it doesn't fall. Once all the bolts are off, it lifts right off. You just, oh yeah, I'm sorry. What dumbass. Still got to disconnect this. And it usually just pops right off. Yes, mistake. I missed that step. Then you still have connections here and a connection here. These will, it's all your combination connections that cover the Custom Dynamics lights that were already up here top, but it also is the ones that run down here to these two. So you've got to disconnect here first and here, and the whole thing just slides right off. 1/4 inch torque bolt out, or hex bolt out. Now what you're going to do is, as you remove this, you'll take the housing out, but you're going to have to undo the wiring from the sticky, these pieces, whatever they are, they're sticky housings. If you can't get these to re-stick to hold the new wiring in, I'm going to use gaffer tape, I think is what it's called. You'll clip a zip tie, start the process. There's one down. Now you're going to feed the new one in the same way you took the reverse way of taking the other one out. You're going to put this one on the outside, and you're going to feed the wire through the exact same hole that it was in. The key you got to be careful on is this gasket. It's not really fixed strongly, so you just want to make sure as you're attaching it, screwing it in and tightening it down, that the gasket is solid on the surface that's of this light. So as I said, it's exactly in reverse, right? As you pull the other thing out, you slid this thing sideways to come out. You do the same thing. You'll take it out, you'll feed the connector back through, put it through the hole, and then replace the housing or the mounting bracket back into place, and then you're going to pull all the excess all the way through until the light housing is flush to the fairing. One thing to look at is, it's kind of interesting the way these things are made. You have to look at the angle of the housing, the housing itself, to make sure you know which side fits on which side. But from here as I can tell, because the angle of this thing, you'll be able to figure out which side each one is supposed to go on. Now we're going to put some Loctite on this 5/16 socket head, and this is what we're going to bring in, lock in the left side low profile housing to. Then we're going to run the wire back up the same way it came before, and hopefully use all these same strips to keep it tight, to fasten it back to the fairing. For the most part, it looks like they're going to hold about as well as the other one that did for the other wire. So a good old zip tie. And lock this one down just like the other one was previously. Left side is done. You're going to repeat the same actions on the others on this side over here. Same exact steps. There you go. They're both installed on the fairing itself. So now we're going to go put it on there and hook it up. We'll see how it does. In this case, I'm putting the torque bolts in on inside the two speaker grills to hold it in place so I can do all my checks. Some people may argue the step or the order that you put all your bolts and screws back in place on. The proper order is whatever's not going to cause you to drop this on the fairing or drop anything else and get it all messed up or scratch paint. That's your proper order. So the next thing you do is you plug in these BCM connectors, and when you plug these in, after you've got them all plugged in, you want to run your check. Alright, so in order to run a check, what you're supposed to do is you turn on the bike, then you turn on the hazards, and you turn off the bike and let the hazards run for 3 to 4 minutes to make sure it all syncs up together. So we're going to do that now.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So hey, at some point during the recording when I was putting the fairing back on, the battery died on my phone. I can tell y'all I've had this is an Galaxy S23 Ultra, and then the entire time I've had it, to my knowledge, it has never died while I've been doing stuff. So it's been on all day, off the charger all day, and it was at about 50% when I started this project. So, you know, I'm pretty glad of how it went that way. So anyway, point is, put the fairing back on, bolted everything back down, no issues. Here you can see the before picture, the before video of the lights with the bullet housings, and you can see the new video with the low profile lights. You can see see them side by side here because I did them in the portrait mode. So I think they're all right. I'm not saying they're bad or anything. I don't know if they're as bright. I won't know until later in the evening conditions or nighttime conditions later on this in the spring and summertime, but I do think that they definitely have a They different attitude. They definitely show some different attitude. They're bright. They're very, very bright. I like them. I do like the look. So, but that's the video. That's the install. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. Huge shout out to Custom Dynamics because I won these during Christmas as a giveaway they picked. I got picked and they said, hey, the lights I won did not fit for my bike. They were for a low rider. And they said, okay, go and pick what you want. So I picked these. So huge shout out. Thank you, Custom Dynamics. Until the next video, you guys, be safe. God bless. Have a good day.